So, what was your first reptile? So while you answer that, I'm gonna check on this food. But go. I might have to repeat a little bit because I can't hear you. But let the people know what your first reptile was. This is a great
Right. It
podcast. I know
wasn't
you guys
anything
love
super exciting.
it.
All right. So, first reptile. So my first reptile was when I was about 8 years old. I got two green anoles from a pet store that was local to me. We're growing up, and not the craziest, most exciting first reptile. I don't know anybody that. I guess some of them start off with really cool stuff, but I wasn't that kid. I got two green anoles, and I thought they were the coolest things because they would go from green to brown, and I was fascinated by them. And they only made it maybe 6 months. And then I don't know what I did. I was 8 years old. I don't know what I did to accidentally not have them. But yeah, then after that, it was a couple more lizards. And then that's when it started trickling into the snake stuff. But yeah, green anoles were my very first reptile.
Green anoles. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are so. You might have told people why that was your first reptile. So let me know, why was that your first reptile?
They changed colors. It was like my cheap chameleon. As an
Oh.
8-year-old kid, I was like, holy smokes, like chameleons are awesome. They change colors. I want something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was Googling stuff or trying to figure out like what changes colors. I was reading a bunch of books and green anoles. And I saw them in a pet store and I was like, oh, what are those? Started looking them up, kind of figured out they changed colors. So I was like, okay, well, they were I think like $4 or $5 a piece at the pet store when I got them or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and got two of them, and they would change from green to brown, and I thought that was just the coolest thing. And they only made it so long. It was kind of unfortunate. I feel terrible. I've learned so much, growing up. I've
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately lost a
That's the
lot of
process.
animals when I was a little kid figuring it out.
Yeah, that's the process when you're little, learning animals and figuring out how to actually keep them alive, the things they need. In the process of you just over the enthusiasm of having it, now learning how to take care of it. And unfortunately, sometimes animals don't make it throughout that process, which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But it does happen, unfortunately. But like, it still brings that excitement of you learning about that animal and learning about keeping them, and that excitement grows into you being a responsible keeper down the line, and getting better at your craft and being better to understand the animal and take care of them the proper way. So that's still a positive, even with the dark side of sometimes those animals don't make it, unfortunately. What's up, Tucker? Oh, so many people came in. So Tammy, um Jeremy, thanks for coming through. Mike, I
I
seen
know I don't see the
Paul.
chat, so I don't know who's all in there,
Oh, I'm
but
gonna try to make sure I
appreciate
put
everybody that's in there.
Slitter and Serpents came through. Who else? I know I seen somebody else. Multiplayer Morse, what's up? Thanks for coming through. Still love that logo. Still love that logo. So we did get one question. Was it a question? Yeah, it was a question. Let's see. It's popping up. They
I
are. They
do.
are.
um, Yeah, I haven't really said anything about it. I'm picking up another one. It's sibling to the sickness, but it's a couple years after the sickness was produced. So Bill Steele repeated the pairing a few times. So I'm
Okay.
getting a sibling, I believe, from one of the other pairings. But I do have, I guess, like a nephew. The direct sister of the sickness was bred by Ryan Glenn to a Biak male and produced some absolutely stunning babies. And I was able to acquire one of those babies, and mine
Mm.
turned out to be a male. I'm gonna double check. I'm pretty sure he's a boy, but as he's growing up, I'm like, you kind of like have this cool female-ish body look. So I don't know. I'm gonna kind of check him out again. I only probed him once, and he was kind of iffy. Could have gone both ways, but
Um.
it was still a little deeper than my holdbacks, and so I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll see. I'll check them out in like another 6 months or so. I'm in no rush. They're only, I think he was born in October or
Okay.
September, and mine hatched in November. So he's a couple months older than mine. So he's probably about 18 months right now, I
Okay.
would say, right around that range. But I do. Uh, he does
Nice.
look awesome. He doesn't look like Ryan Glenn's Night Child. I give him so much crap
Um,
about it. So I named mine Day Child because it's the complete and polar opposite. I will pull it out here in a little bit. I'll show everybody. He's a cool animal. He's really neat, and so I'm excited. I'm just
nice.
excited to have that bloodline and to be able to breed that and being so similar in age with my holdbacks. I would really love to kind of cross those with each other
Yeah.
and see kind of what that does, what kind of stuff that would produce. I think that would be really neat, really exciting. But I also plan to breed the other one with some stuff so I can hopefully have some babies growing up from him and then eventually cross both of those together. So then I have kind of sickness blood on both sides of it and cross that together, see what happens, both being kind of outcrossed to something else. So I don't know. I got plans, but it's going to take a lot of years. They're still really
Yes.
young.
Is that time it takes for them to grow up and get up to size and still for you to feel comfortable to breed them. That is, it is a longer process with green trees than it is with ball pythons. So there's a lot more
100%.
patience in it, a lot more patience.